Rashad, why you didn't
Anyways,
hit me up?
Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
brother, I love you, brother. Trump lit.
What's up,
Any,
Rashad?
yeah.
What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.
Zam, baby. This is Rashad Milligan, and if you're new to the channel, this is the road to 10K subs, man. Let's get into it, man. I got a whole lot of stuff to talk about, a whole lot of stuff to cover, and not a lot of time. So we just gonna get right to it because it's already late. It's already like 1:24 on the East Coast. So we just gonna get into it, man. All right. First things first, Diddy, Puff. Like I said, I wish if I didn't bother Stab Baby already too many times, I would definitely like use one of my like reach outs to be like, y'all need to do a show. Y'all need to do at least come off a vacation one day, do a Zoom show or something, a call-in show, a virtual show or something, and talk about today's results. Because the whole world want to know what Mace is thinking right now. The good news is, I guess, for the sake of content's sake or whatever, because I know these are real lives for real people impacted and things of that sort. The sentencing isn't until October 3rd. So by that time, they'll definitely be back and they can definitely comment on it. But in the meantime, we got this. So if you guys didn't see, around the time this morning that I finally got to upload, I think the Diddy verdicts are going to be in by tomorrow because on Thursday and Friday it's going to be closed. Courthouse is going to be closed because of 4th of July. So that's what happened, things of that sort. So now people keep sending me this thing about UMG and Drake. At the end of the day, bro, this is a whole nother side thing. I do want to say this. I do want to say this about Drake. Drake lost the beef. Drake, get over it. Drake, he paid the money to get out of the he paid the money to get out of his UMG deal. He paid the 400 million, things of that sort, right? You lost the beef, Drake. It is what it is. Like, I don't want to hear the conspiracies. Oh, Drake was trying to get out of UMG and now UMG is trying to destroy his name. Drake lost a beef. He lost a rap battle. It's people in Germany who don't speak a lick of English but can rap every lyric to Not Like Us. It's happening. We're all watching it. You can't gaslight us, Drake. It is what it is. But anyways, at the time that I was uploading the verdict this morning on my channel, they came back with the verdict already this morning, and they announced it. Diddy, he was found guilty on 2 charges. The 2 charges were, I don't know how I could say this on YouTube without being blacklisted or like yellow marked or whatever, but 2 prostitutes. Can I say prostitutes? I'll just say prostitutes. 2 prostitutes. He was guilty on those charges, but he was found not guilty on the trafficking and ultimately RICO charges, which were the charges that held the most time. So because of that, you know, he pretty much avoided like the heavy prison time. However, I believe he can still face up to 20 years according to the 2 counts that he's guilty on. The courts are recommending 5 years, I believe, before I look at anything else. But he's looking up to 5. He's looking around. The prosecutors are recommending about 5 years for Diddy. And so he's already done 2 years. If that gets cut down to 2 years served, then he'll probably do 2 years and then get out. So that's what it's looking like right now. But we'll see what happens with the sentencing in October. There's a lot of celebration. And here was Steve Kyle's. Anyways, 49 seconds. Let's get into it.
Do you have any message for Kovac?
Yeah, what do you want?
We know when you flew out here. We know. We have your flight records.
How are you preparing to see him today?
I'm not going to see him.
When you say you know the flight records, what do you mean, Steve?
I know when his parents booked their flight. When his father did.
What does that mean?
You'll find out.
Would you like to say something to them?
No, I don't care about it.
The rest of your family went inside. Is it important for them to be in there today?
Yeah, for sure.
Where are you going? Are you not able to get
getting out of this suit.
You're not staying in?
No, I'm not going anywhere.
Steve,
Guys, I mean, it was good enough for mine.
Okay, so yeah. So there's that. That's the first video, And then, of course, we're going to go to Miss Lauren, as always, who's kind of covered us this entire trial. I've been watching her the entire trial. So we're going back to Lauren, Colin. Shouts out to Lauren. Okay. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start right here?
Day 2 of deliberations in the United States.
This was yesterday. We saw that one. Okay.
I'm trying to tell you something how to use these 2 items. You can have these 2 items, they're legal. But if you put them together, you end up in a freak. So, remember I told y'all what... So look, you see this? If it don't slip, you must have quit. You must have quit.
All right.
Oh my goodness. Say that again?
If it don't slip, you must have quit.
I'm dead. Okay. Oh, wow.
I'm trying to tell you.
I ain't gonna lie. I seen some of the most higher level buffoonery in my life, bro, today. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And it's a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of racist, prejudiced people that come across my page and come into the comments, especially when I speak on like black issues or anything that like, you know, deals with race in the middle of it and stuff. If y'all come in this comment section, I don't want y'all to say anything, but if y'all do, I understand. It's not welcomed, of course. But
all right, it was day 3 of deliberations, and that is a wrap. I mean, what a morning. Sean Combs found not guilty on racketeering and sex trafficking, the most serious charges that he was charged with. He was found guilty on the 2 Mann Act violations. And man, I mean, I think we all expected a verdict today, but not 52 minutes after the jury walked in. So, yeah, at 9:52, the deputy clerk announced that the jury sent a note back that they had a verdict.
100% SSB. It was like Boondocks Live, bro. It was crazy.
And the mood in the courtroom completely changed. A little bit before 9 a.m., Diddy and some of his family actually prayed together in the courtroom. And it was just really, really somber. And then as soon as they announced that the note was in, even the press was like, oh, and everybody was kind of just, you know, like, what is going to happen? So once the 4-person read not guilty on racketeering, gasps, shock, I mean, excitement, obviously, from his family. And then when it was not guilty on the trafficking of Cassie, it was like, whoa. And that was that. I think we knew right then and there that he would be acquitted on again, the most serious charges. Diddy had his head in his hands. He was clasping Tenny Garagos's hands. They were holding hands. He turned around to his family. Oh, he thanked the jury. He put his hands together, thanked the jury. And then Mark Agnifilo stood up and said, that he, you know, he's like, Your Honor, my client has been acquitted on the most serious of charges. He should go home. He should be released on $1 million bail. And he should go home to 2-Star Island. He should be allowed to go back and forth between LA, New York, and Miami. Ankle monitor, his plane is in Maui. They said they have his passports. And Maureen Comey stood up and she's like, whoa. No, he shouldn't. And yeah, it was very clear that she wasn't really taking this as a loss. She said, you know, Your Honor, this is a serious conviction, especially with the conduct around it. And she said, you know, the conduct around this conviction is drug use and violence. And then Mark Agnifilo was like, no, he was acquitted on that. And then Maureen Comey indicated that she would be seeking probably a maximum sentence. And she actually mentioned 20 years, which really, I think, brought Diddy's mood down. I mean, look, 20, he's not getting 20 years. I mean, I had speculated that maybe he would get 2 years with time served, but who knows? I mean, we don't know when sentencing is going to be, but the defense and the government both have until this afternoon to give the judge motions on whether they think he should be released. Obviously, the defense will say he should be released because of XYZ. The government will say, you know, no. And then the judge will most likely make a decision today. So I guess, yeah, we'll see if he will be released while he awaits sentencing. I have a feeling that he might be released just to 2-Star Island, maybe not allowed to go back and forth, but It has been a scene outside of the courthouse, let me tell you. I mean, there was somebody, they were pouring baby oil all over people. It was crazy. I got a video of this guy. He's really funny, but he made a video about the baby oil and the Astroglide, and he actually said, if it don't slip, you must have quit. I was like,
Yeah. Crazy, bro. Crazy, dog. Here we go. A defense proposes the following bail package: $1 million, co-signed by Sean Combs, his mother, his sister, the mother of his oldest daughter. Mr. Combs' travel will be restricted to Southern District, California, or Florida, Central District of California, the Southern District of New York, to attend court and to meet with this council, as well as the Eastern District of New York and the District of New Jersey, only to the extent Mr. Combs' passport surrendered to pretrial services, drug testing as ordered by pretrial services, all other standard conditions of pretrial supervision, and this was turned down. Diddy's sentencing is scheduled for October, but the judge indicated that he's opening to expediting a hearing set for July 8th. So, wow. Okay, we'll see. But yeah. My main reaction to the decision was like most people, you know, I'm not a legal expert or anything like that. Like SSB said, so many bloggers and online personalities took a major credibility hit over the case and things of that sort, because them folk don't know what they talking about, and they acting like they know what they talking about. Me, if I don't know, I ain't talking about, I'm gonna let you know. I don't know much about this. But anyways, just to speak about this, dog, my main question was like, dang, what is the difference between, like SSB said, Diddy basically flew out women who sell themselves for a living. My question was, like, literally, what's the difference between paying somebody and transporting said person that you pay to specifically do one thing for one particular service that isn't legal versus trafficking? Like, what's the difference between that? Like, isn't trafficking, I don't know, because it's like, especially if he was doing it right, paying someone, flying someone in, a man, to do something to, you know, allegedly Cassie, right? Like, okay, you're pretty much ordering someone to fly in from another state to come in to do explicit, intimate activities with somebody else. Is that not trafficking? I was just confused. You know, isn't that like what it is? It's like, you know, if you're flying out your workers to do said work, I thought that was trafficking. Apparently it isn't, though. So yeah, there's that. But that was kind of like my main reaction to it. I just didn't necessarily get it. So apparently Sneeko, a woman was begging for Sneeko to pour baby oil all over her. Mo was handing. Mo knows in the building, man. He said it's trafficking if it ends in a freak off. SSB said in some countries, flying out women to do this type of work is legal, but not in America. Like, because this isn't legal in most states in America, right? Like, it's legal in certain parts of Nevada, and I think that's like it, right? Like, prostitution isn't a legal thing. So if it's not a legal thing, and I know he was convicted of those counts, but it's like, what is prostitution when it includes flying people over state lines? Is that not trafficking? Like, that was my main question. I just didn't get it. But yeah, let me see this video of the woman begging Sneeko to pour over baby oil. Oh wait, hold on. No, let me see what SSB said. What I'm saying is that people shouldn't take moral stance on this argument. Shouldn't take the moral stance on this argument. It was, for me, it was just like, you know what I'm saying? SSB is like a kind of a basic common sense thing, right? It's like, speaking of the law, like throwing away morals, right? Throwing away morals. Just looking at the law. What is trafficking? What counts as trafficking versus paying people to travel in for prostitution? Like, what is the difference between that? Sounds like the same exact thing to me. I don't get it. All right. Anyways, this thing, is it gonna load up? Is it gonna load up? Sneako thing gonna load up? If not, then I it's probably stupid anyway. All right. I guess I'll go to the next thing. Hold on.
All right.
It was playing, but this video isn't playing. It must have got deleted or something, huh? It's not playing. I guess it wasn't meant to be, huh? All right. Next video is a part of this. This was from Uncle Luke.
Okay.
And Uncle Luke, he's saying the same thing. Hold on. Mo said, honestly, the jurors were probably like, we can't just let him go with nothing, to be honest. So yeah. So that's what Mo's saying. Mo's saying like, okay, technically this and that, but like we can't just let him get off with nothing. Uncle Luke, he's saying that it's a crime to trick, like to fly a woman out. That was his kind of takeaway from this. And Uncle Luke, salute to Uncle Luke, a legend in the hip hop space, Miami legend. When you think of Miami, when you think of 305, you think of Uncle Luke and things of that sort. I have my own take on it, but I want to watch what he said fully.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for all you simps who like to fly girls in, give them money for the hanky-panky. It's a federal charge now. And for all you women who like to be flown in for some hanky-panky for that purse or that bag or those red bottoms, it's a federal offense. Damn, I'm glad I don't operate like that. Okay.
Okay. So now since we played the full video, I could say it. Like I said, Uncle Luke, salute to him, everything he means to the culture and things of that sort. This is an extremely dense tape. It's an extremely dense tape because you acting stupid on purpose. You're acting. Wait. So what's the 20-year charge possibility? I think it's the 2 charges, right? So he was found guilty on 2 charges. So I think it's on both counts, you get a maximum sentence of 10 years. So it's like that's where the 20 years comes in because he was found guilty on 2 of the 5. So that's where the 20 years comes in. And that's what they were talking about in court and stuff like that. But going back to Uncle Luke, man, this is extremely dense. I feel like you're being stupid on purpose or whatever to make a joke, to make light of a very serious situation. And like SSB said, you should keep morals out of it and everything like that. But in this case, we're gonna keep morals in it because now you're trying to make jokes of it. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing as flying out a girl, taking her shopping and treating her nice or whatever, taking her on dinners and lavish things. When you are hiring a prostitute, when you are going on Backpage, when you are going on Craigslist, when you are going on whatever escorts, whatever the case might be, an escort website, and you are specifically paying a rate to a person, specifically, exclusively for intimate purposes and intimate purposes only, there's a difference between that and taking someone out, dating them, spoiling them, and then if one thing leads to another, we do something. You know what I'm saying? It's 2 different things, bro. Because the judge denied bail. Judges usually don't deny bail. Flying out men and women is different. 100% SSB. So you get it. But it's like he's being intentionally dense. Like Boosie did the same thing. Boosie was like, "Oh, this is a great day for hip hop." Like it sounds like Diddy was just being freaky, and it's like you guys are missing the point here. He was hiring people. Like it's like hiring strippers, but like hiring sex workers. Like it's explicit, like hiring people to have sex from different states and flying them in. That is trafficking. And saying, hey, oh, thank you, prostitutes, for coming in. Male prostitutes, I want you to sleep with Cassie, my girlfriend. I want y'all to sleep with her, and I'm going to watch. And that's what I'm going to do. The money's on the dresser. All right, come in. Thank you for your service. I'm going to keep bringing you back in. and when I call you, you need to be ready by the phone. I'm gonna bring that's literally is that not trafficking? Most people, from what I've seen, are upset over the verdict. Diddy might be public enemy number one in America right now. Mel said it's so many girls in Miami, he can't just walk down the street and get and get what they flying out girls. So he don't understand why anyone would ever need to do that. Oh. Uncle Luke. Yeah. No. Mo's right, bro. Mo's right. Like his perspective is skewed being in the three and being in South Beach. It's like everybody, all the girls go down to Miami specifically for that. But regardless, bro, it's like it's not the same thing, dog. Like you talking about casual dating and trying to court a woman or spending time with a woman that you just might be different couple states over, and flying them out and spending an entire weekend with them, wining, dining, watching movies, Netflix, getting to know each other, and then something might happen, as opposed to someone, hey, I'll pay you. So like now when you talk about the rich men that they go over to like India and they're like, hey, I fly you out to Bali, I get you bags and this and that. You just got to do this. I'll pay you too. Now that's different. That's getting close to what we talking about here in that case. But what Uncle Luke is trying to break it down to is just simple. Like, it's not the same thing, bro. You're talking about casual dating, bro. That's like saying, like, to all the simps out there that like to pay for dinner on dinner dates and they expect to get something else after the dinner. That's a federal. It's not, Uncle Luke. Let's be serious, bro. Okay. Let me see. Next thing.
Diddy.
Oh, shout out Rampage Jackson on his streaming grind, everything like that. And it's Sacred Prime now, thanks because of Twitch and things of that sort. So Rampage Jackson's dad apparently like exposed him for going to Diddy parties a day.
Diddy, he throw a party. Every party you throwing, you been it.
I ain't never been to no Diddy
you
party.
Know, you know. Yeah, I heard different.
No.
They say every party that man throw, you there.
No, I ain't
at the front door. What's up with that movie?
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what I heard. I didn't want to say it in front of Mama, but I heard that your job was to warm up the baby oil.
Diddy.
All right. Shout out Rampage Jackson, bro. I'm rocking with it. OG got a new way to get some money. Rampage didn't go to no parties. Oh wait, my bad. I didn't mean to stop the screen share. I just pulled up the same thing twice, so I was exiting out. Yeah. All right. What's the next one? I think this is like.
Did he come home?
Cash Cold Bank. This one broke my heart. I ain't even gonna lie to you, but I get it.
His first party he throw, I'm going to that shit. Like, fuck a niggas talking about. Me and Child going to that shit. Fuck is y'all niggas talking.
This man said me and Child, bro. The Slizzies gotta chill, bro.
He come home, he going to that shit, nigga. Fuck what you talking about. And when Diddy.
So yeah. Like I said, this didn't fully surprise me because Cash and them, they like the Slizzies, they came up with King Combs and everything like that. They from the same area and came up in the same area in New York, and they got a lot of songs together on the come up and stuff like that. At the same time, I was like, Cash. Not Cash, not my dog. We was rooting for you, Cash. And he coming up with this, bro. Like, come on, bro. We gotta take something serious. At what point do we take stuff seriously? Never. Obviously not. Rampage come up was different than Diddy. 100%. Like in combat sport, there is no shortcut of like, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta beat the people behind to like you gotta bust some heads open to become successful. SSB said, should Diddy and the Sons do a revenge tour when they go after everyone who went against them? See, I go back to your thing, SSB. No, because most people still think like y'all guilty. The fact that y'all was guilty of prostitution and paying for prostitutions to travel for sexual acts, right? What is the difference between that and the not guilty charges that you got on trafficking? So I think most people are still looking at you like, dang, you still guilty of doing this. So it's like, what's the point? If anything, King Combs might drop the thing on, like, remember when he dropped the freestyle and he said, next person that say no Diddy, I'm smacking them in the face. But it still came out that like your dad was hiring male prostitutes to like smash on his main girl so he could watch and record. Like, that's still crazy, right? Like, is that not crazy? I mean, you don't want to speak on nobody's dad, but you know, he said, I know Ye did a song with King Combs recently. You know, Ye just do anything that's against the popular opinion. He's just a contrarian. Like, Ye gets off on being a contrarian. Like, whatever. Like, I remember King Combs was dancing outside the courtroom. I seen people interview him, but I never watched the video. I'll just pull that up right now. Let me see if I can find it on Twitter. Because, you know, you look up on YouTube, you risking the rights and things of that sort. King Combs dropped this anticipated album, Never Stop, while Diddy battled in court. The biggest case in hip-hop history. The biggest case in hip-hop history might have been, YSL. I ain't even going to lie to you. King Combs show Maze of Love, celebrating with Raven Tracy. Pops is coming home. Diddy free off his new EP, Never Stop. Oh, Ye is executively producing King Combs' new album. Dang, it dropped and like nobody talked about it, bro. ABC News. Oh yeah. That's who it was. ABC News. Do they have the should I look up Christian Combs? Like, or you think, yeah, they definitely wouldn't refer to him as King Combs. I think that's some like a culture thing where we know him as King Combs and stuff. Oh, here it is. Is this it? Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way, bro. Oh my goodness. These jokers right here, bro. These dudes right here, bro. These dudes right here. Okay. I'm gonna look up Christian. I'm gonna look up Christian Combs. That can be on King Combs thing by Ye. Let me see. Christian. I got the world in my hand. Christian Dior Denim Flow. What y'all know about that, man? What y'all know about that? Oh, hey, man. At the end of the day, family is family, bro. Like, it was a lot of times I felt like, you know, some family might have been in the wrong with something. Much less serious, right? And it's like, I'm a ride for my family in public regardless, because that's my family. Regardless how you feel, like, that's my dad, or that's my cousin, that's my uncle. Like, I'm a ride for them regardless. But this is crazy, bro. This is crazy, bro. And Raven, I know I seen the girls getting on Raven too, because everybody want Raven, first of all. But like I think she got a history of like dating like Ian Connor and like, you know, people of a particular background and stuff. Hold on, I'm gonna have it on mute just because of the music. They slow dancing to drill music. Like, what is going on? They slow dancing to Cash Cobain drill, bro. They slow dancing to sexy. But, you know, it's his dad, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell nobody how to feel about it. God bless. And he acting a fool, bro. And she don't even know what to do. She don't know whether to dance. She don't know whether to cheer him on while you doing the push-ups. She don't even know. Yeah, these jokers right here is just, he waving, smiling. He said, God bless. What did he say?
appreciate all the love. Diddy's free, let's go. Diddy's free. Spread the word.
How you feeling?
Great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Lord forgive me. Lord forgive me. All right, bro. They said why he ain't Harlem shaking. Oh, this was after his. Oh no. See, I'm glad we didn't stop there, SSB. Oh my goodness. So this was after the bail was denied. He said Diddy free, everything like that. They just knew the $1 million bail plan was gonna work. No.
How are you guys feeling?
Hey, shout out to the twins, friends of the channel. If you know, you know. Shout out to the twins, friends of the channel. If you know, you know. We actually interviewed King Combs as well. Chelsea interviewed him. Y'all know Chelsea if you know on the channel and things of that sort. Friend, former coworker, things of that sort. Chelsea interviewed him. I was holding the camera. So shout out, low-key shout out King Combs too. That's like a low-key friend of the channel as well. But shout out to the twins, friends of the channel.
How are you feeling? Is this disappointing?
Oh, he said God is good still.
How are you guys feeling?
His face different though. His face different. Yeah, his face different. Nah, that's crazy. This man was doing push-ups, Harlem shaking, dancing. He was slow dancing. The sexy drill was crazy. Christian Combs said the Diddy bop. Oh, this was after he was found that guilty.
News, how happy he is.
Hey, yo, we love y'all. We love everybody watching. So happy. Pop's coming home. God bless. God bless the whole world.
What was going through your head? Was red. Happy.
This man did not Diddy bop. Why they say he Diddy bop? See, this is why you need to hire a diverse newsroom, bro. Because some folks be thinking they know it, but they don't know what they talking about. It's little things like that just be irking me. Anyways, what's the next thing? Okay. All right, we off Diddy. 30 minutes on Diddy, man. That's it. Okay, next thing. This whole Caitlin Clark situation. Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston trash talking on Sydney Colson's live after winning the Commissioner's Cup on what was that, Tuesday night?
Guys, I just know everybody in the league is sick. They're pissed.
They said I know they're so mad right now. Guys, I just know everybody in the league is sick. And then AB said they're pissed. So, okay. So this just shows that they pay attention to everything, you know, that they see on the internet, despite saying, oh, I don't really spend time on the internet. I don't know what's going on. What's happening? What is basketball? I just show up, do my job. I guess I play basketball. I don't know. Yeah. Aaliyah Boston. Ooh, see, look. Aaliyah Boston throwing bowls, known as one of the more dirty post players in the league now. Her whole image done flipped from being the South Carolina girl that everybody rooted for. Everybody was on your side just a few years ago. Now you done linked up. You throwing elbows. You was throwing elbows before Caitlin Clark too. Let's not get that. Let's not get that twisted. Aaliyah Boston was throwing elbows before Caitlin Clark too, and it became a trend. People was like, hold on, it's about the third player, the third different game, third different team where the opposing center done went at Aaliyah Boston because she throwing elbows or she throwing someone down to the court and she go like this after, like she ain't do nothing. So first of all, let's not act like both of y'all ain't play no part in being, come on the court. Beyond all the prejudice off the court, you know, people mad that the white girl getting all the attention and she get this and this. Let's look at on the court or the reason why people do not rock with y'all. And let's keep it a beam, right? Why do some people not rock with Dejanay sometimes? Why do some people not rock with who some other players that we could think of off top that they always in something on the court? It's certain folks around the league. It's Sophie. It ironically on Indiana now. Why do some people not rock with them? Because y'all constantly dragging folks, pulling AT. Why do some people not ride with Alyssa Thomas? Exactly, bro. Why do some people not do that? It goes beyond the whole, oh, we mad that the white girl don't get the souls. Nah, let's keep it a bean. Let's keep it a gangster now. So let's not act like, oh, y'all just a little, oh, we ain't do nothing. Y'all just hate us for no reason. Keep hating us for no reason. It makes us win. No, people hate y'all. Specifically, a couple of the players on this team, because y'all have a history of being dirty. It just is what it is, allegedly. That's what I see when I watch the games, everything like that. Okay, yesterday we did the video on Julie Vanloo, her statement after getting cut, and she said, I flew 18 hours after the EuroLeague championship to come back to Golden State, and what they did, they cut me. So Natalie Nasake, Nikase, the head coach, of the Golden State Valkyries. My bad, I got a little brain freeze there. She talked about the timing of waving Julie Vanloo as she landed in San Francisco. She said, from my perspective, thought it was respectful because whenever you have a situation like this, you bring them in as an adult and you say thanks face to face. Someone else said, this is absurd. No one wants to fly from Europe to America just to be fired to their face. A phone call would have sufficed. Let me watch this.
Made of her being in the Bay Area when it happened, and I think just give down the parade. Was that something that you guys knew coming, like when the decision was made at all?
No, I mean, again, I'm going to let our front office speak about that, but from my perspective, I would say that was respectful because whenever a situation like that happens, you bring them in, and as an adult, you say things to face. I think that was out of respect.
So she said, I think you bring them in and you say thank you face to face, and she say that's out of respect. My question to y'all on that is, do you want to when you get dumped, do you want to be dumped over the phone or do you want to be dumped in person? Because I remember, like, it used to be a thing when cell phones became like a real thing. It was like, you broke up with me over text. You broke up with me over the phone. You didn't even have the decency to tell me in person. And I think about it. And I think about a situation like this where Julie flew 18 hours from Europe all the way to the West Coast of America to get fired. I think about that, right? And I'm like, dang. Is there a situation where it's actually appropriate? Because it's like, say, you're together with the person, right? And you're getting dumped. They call you and say, come over. Like, we have to talk, right? If we got to come over and talk, like, so I got to spend gas money, my time, my energy to get over to your crib. And I say, hey, what we doing? What are we hanging out? I have no idea what's coming. And you say, sit down. I'm breaking it off with you. Bruh, like, I just spent all my gas, my time. You could have did this over a phone call. I could have grieved. You know what I'm saying? I could have hung up the phone, cried a little bit, called the homie, said, be outside. I don't know. I could have did all of this without the gas money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. Okay. All right. So SSB said it depends. If I'm down the street, then just do it in person. But if I'm on the other side of the world, then just do it by phone. But I think it's more professional. It might be more professional over the phone. I feel like in a situation like that, like an 18-hour flight, just do it over the phone, bro. But like, regardless. But yeah. He said, yeah, this situation would have been better over the phone. But, right, in a breakup, say you guys live on two separate parts of town. Like, so the person lives like 45 minutes away from you, 50 minutes away from you. You really want that person to drive 50 minutes and be like, yeah, I just thought this was better to do over person. Bro, that's 2 hours. That's 1 hour driving to your place and then 1 hour driving back just for you to dump me, dog. Like, imagine if we had plans. Like, we had plans to meet up on Friday, and then you were like, okay, on Friday when we meet up and have our date, before we even do anything, when they come and they think they just picking me up, or they come and they think we just about to sit down and watch movies or Love Island or whatever. Yeah, I have gotten fired. Well, I got laid off. I got laid off my first job out of college. It was 11 months in. It was at a newspaper in Douglas County, Georgia, in Douglasville, Georgia. It was 40 minutes west of Atlanta. I was working as a news reporter over there. I was the crime and city beat reporter for the city of Douglasville. And so it was a Friday, and I was in the office, and it was like the end of the day. The publisher came in. The publisher rarely comes in. He probably comes in like once a month. So the publisher came in, and he's working in his office, and he's only there for like 15 minutes. So he was literally just there to fire me. And they're like, so Ron, I didn't mean to say no names. So then my editor, he's called, like, he goes into the office with the publisher, and they're there for like maybe 2 to 5 minutes. And then the editor comes out, and he's kind of like serious, and he's like, Rashad, can you come on, meet us for a second? I'm thinking they're going to say like, Rashad, we need you to tighten up, or like, good job on this. Like, you're making a lot of progress. And they were just like, I don't even remember the conversation, to be honest. I blacked out, but they were like, yeah, we got to let you go. We got to cut positions. I'm sorry. You were making progress. You were doing better, but this is just a decision we made. It wasn't like performance based. It was, we just had to make cuts and this and that, blah, 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 to keep things going. I was just like, dang. All right. So then I went to my desk to get my stuff, and then they followed me to my desk, and then they followed me out of the office, and then I had to give them my key, and then they just watched me, and I just sat in the parking lot for a while, just kind of shocked. I was calling people, and I called one of my homies, and one of my homies was like, yo, I'm actually like putting in my 2 weeks over here because I'm burnt out. It's in sports. I said, oh, I'm trying to go to sports. So I drove in for the job interview. Was in Alabama. Drove in for the job interview. I got fired on Friday, laid off on Friday. Had my job interview like the next week on Wednesday, and I was hired by the end of the next week. And then I moved to Alabama like the week after that. So within a week and a half, I had a new job in a new state, and that's how that went down. But yeah, it was weird because like being escorted out and everything, but that's how it happened. It happened in person. It happened in person on a Friday at the end of the day. So they like waited to the last. They like wrung out as much stories and content and labor they could out of me for the last pay period and stuff like that. That's how they did it. And it was sour or whatever, but it was an eye opener to how the industry works and how the world is and stuff like that. Like, this is real. Like, you could lose your job at any point as long as you work for somebody else, and just be prepared for it. And I don't know, just be flexible, bro. Just be prepared for the unknown and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what happened. The next time I was followed out of somewhere was at Jackson State. At Jackson State football practice, they kicked me out. The former coach there, if former football coach over there, he kicked me out of practice, and the security guard followed me to my car. I was like, why are you following me to my car? He's like, because you were a reporter. It's like, bro, that didn't even make sense. But they like followed me to my car like I was like a criminal or something like that. I was getting arrested. It was weird. SSB said I got fired at my sales job, but it wasn't performance based. So what was it? Was it did you get laid off or you got fired? You said you got fired, but did you get laid off or fired? And did you get fired in person, or was it like over the phone? Or if it was the 2020s, did you get fired over Zoom? Because I know a lot of people, they be getting fired over Zoom now, which is, I think, crazy. It's like, yeah, I called you into this Teams meeting to fire you or to let you go, we didn't like the numbers and blah, 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 blah. I think that stuff is always weird. It's a weird thing. But I think me personally, just like what I would prefer, if it was a breakup and we live like more than 20 minutes away from each other, don't have me come to your house, bro. If anything, if you're gonna break up with me, do me the solid and save me the gas money and come to my house and break up with me over there. You know what I'm saying? And say, all right, bye. Like, do that. Home court advantage. You know what I mean? Don't have me drive to you to tell me that you're breaking up with me. All right, SSB said this. The boss conduct was not good. He was messy, and I worked for like a month. I called him out, and he got pissed. Oh, so you was talking back. Nah, they don't like that. You challenge them folks, nah, they gonna get you out of here now. I got fired and 3 people quit the same day. Yeah, that just sounds like a toxic situation. It sounds like a job that people didn't even really want anyways. It sounds like a job people didn't even really want anyways. So it was like you was gonna leave one or 2 ways. You was gonna get out of there after a long time, after a little short time. You were going to quit, just period, or they was gonna let you go. There was no other way out of that situation. So then Kenzo, shout out to Kenzo, the Valkyries beat reporter. He said he asked about Caitlyn Chen's play over the last 2 weeks and if it factored into the decision to cut Julie Vanloo. She said, like I said, we went 5-2. We were really competitive, so I'm definitely not looking at that, if that makes sense. He said I was 19 and we were vibing. Oh, yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Like, as a kid, I feel like anything pre-college grad, like pre-bachelor's degree or pre-associate's degree, anything before 21, 22, I say anything before like 22, it don't really count for real. Like, you like you said, you vibing, you working. It's like I worked, how old was I when I don't know if Mo's still on, because Mo used to work at Vector too, but we was working at Vector. You know, I made a whole video about it with the Kev on Stage thing. I was probably, I don't know how old, 17. I was 17 working at Vector, bro, selling them knives, marketing and stuff like that. I don't really look like that. Don't really count to me, to be honest, bro. Oh, you was basically one of the guys at the mall selling the phones. Those dudes be mad cool, bro. Like, they have them in Walmart. There was this dude selling the AT&T plan or whatever. When I first moved out here, my latest stop and stuff like that. And we had a good conversation. And he was just a cool dude. And I felt bad because it was just like, I'm very happy at where I'm at. I'm with T-Mobile, by the way. Kai Sinat, if you're watching this. And I was like, I'm with T-Mobile. I'm happy with them. I'm happy with the bill. And he was like, well, all right, bro. I said, hey, I'll be around, so you'll probably see me again. And it was just evident bro was just trying to put food on the table, bro. So, like, that's a tough job, bro. Them sales jobs when you be in the middle of the mall or something like that. Like, hey, man, can I interest you? Like, people try to be avoiding making eye contact with you like a homeless person all day. Like, and it's like, the flat rate that you get paid isn't enough. Base pay isn't enough. You got to get some commission. Sales is difficult. Sales is difficult, man. But I feel like you need experience in sales because sales is what you use in every aspect of life. Everything sells, bro. Literally everything is sales. Big Nate, what's happening? We're talking about sales right now, bro. We talking about working in sales. We talking about getting fired. Big Nate, I got a question for you, bro. If you're getting dumped, right? Do you want to get dumped in person or is it cool to get dumped over the phone? Me personally, I say if you live on the other side of town, if you live like 45, 30 minutes away, just call me, bro. I'm not about to use my gas money to drive to your crib for you to dump me, bro. Like, that's crazy. So what you think? Let me know. But yeah, this came about talking about Julie Vanloo riding 18 hours on a plane to get fired, to get cut from the Golden State Valkyries.
Ask her that. That's a question for Caitlyn, but I guess, I know she worked out while she was gone. So that's a player who is a pro. She stayed ready when her name was called. Obviously, like I said, any of them could have just said, look, I quit. But none of them quit. They all got in better shape. They all paid attention to our games. And, like, we're 5-2 with, 5 of our players gone. So, again, credit to them and a credit to our team.
Did Caitlin's play over the last 2 weeks factor into letting Julie go?
I mean, like I said, we went 5-2. We're really competitive.
So she said yes. That's sick. That's crazy.
So I'm definitely not looking at that. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Dang. All right, here we go. Nate said, I've been dumped over the phone. I agree with you. I'm not wasting my gas just to be told I'm done with you. And then he said, yeah, so you with me on that. Here's the thing. Natalie is saying that because management told her to tell him that. Yeah. I don't know. It's just nasty business, bro. That's nasty business, dog. Like a player going over 18 hours and then you like, oh, we just want to, be mature about it. Tell you face to face. We owe you the professionalism. Nah. You ain't got to do no We could have did this over FaceTime, twin. Like, I'm celebrating a championship in Europe. I'm with my people. I'm in my home country. Everybody at the parade. I got to leave the parade early to go back to my job, and you just firing me. It's like, dang, I couldn't get the 2 extra days back in my hometown to do the little parade with the people I know, everything like that back home. Shoot, if I was at a parade and you call me, you FaceTime me, oh, yeah, we're cutting you. Oh, all right, bet. I'm hanging up. I'm going on a float with some champagne. It is what it is, bro. I ain't worried about that. So it's like, yeah, that was totally a party pooper. Like, just a whack thing. I'm back to Caitlin Clark, bro. Nick Andre posted this. He said, quote unquote, there's no racism with the crying emoji. And someone said, we get it. Your girl can't win a title on the W. Kudos on a cute little college ring, though. And he said, who's my girl? So, by the way, Angel Reese just won the Unrivaled championship, by the way. By the way. And he said, imagine being an N-word Reese fan obsessed with college because she can't make the playoffs or have a winning record in the W. Mind you, she's been in the W 1 year. Laughing emoji, finger pointing emoji. Can't even win with easy Rookie of the Year award, and you wonder why she's the laughing stock. I'm so laughing so hard. Angel Reese off offensive rebound. Jonquel Jones blocks Angel Reese. Angel Reese offensive rebound. Jonquel blocks Angel Reese. Offensive rebound. Angel Reese misses layup. Offensive rebound. Angel Reese misses layup. Angel Reese rebound. Angel Reese goes 0 for 7 within 4 feet of the basket. Most misses of that distance in the WNBA over 10 seasons. I hate you so much. I just play basketball. Yeah, this is crazy, bro. This is absolutely crazy, dog. The little anti-bullying thing, like I went to the Dream. Well, obviously, y'all saw I was covering the Dream and stuff like that. And what SSB say? Too many people talking reckless. Twitter's a dump. Yeah, for sure. Most of the account are either bots, trolls, etc. Why are they celebrating in a regular season? Nate said, Nick Andre, that's my guy. Shout out Nick Andre, man. Shout out Nick Andre. But he said, why are they celebrating that in-season championship? It's like with the remember the thing with LeBron and the Lakers when they won in season? They got clown for that one, man. They got clown for that. They got clown for the bubble ring and stuff like that. It was crazy. But yeah, it's been plenty of times where people just assume I was like an Angel Reese fan and stuff like that just because I'm black. This is on YouTube. This ain't, Twitter. So I don't even tweet enough for that. But like people just assume I'm an Angel Reese fan because I'm black. And like I ain't even really rock with Angel Reese like that in college. You know what I'm saying? At LSU. And it wasn't like I hated Angel Reese. It was just like I just liked other players more than her. And I thought other players will be, you know what I'm saying, more suited for the league and things and that everything. I don't know. I feel like social media as a whole has become reckless. Why do you think so, guys? That's like a, I guess, a rhetorical question. Why do you guys think so in the past few years that social media has become a bit reckless? Why do you think people have gotten so bold? I don't know though. I was in 7th grade. This was probably 2007. Somebody say Unk in the comments. Sheeks. 7th grade. It's 2007. And someone on YouTube, I found like a KKK page. And I mean, I'm in 7th grade, so like I comment on this page because this back then you could comment on people's YouTube pages. It was like kind of like a MySpace wall on their pages, on their YouTube channels. And I said, I hate you. And he responded, I hate you too, N-word. And I was like, oh man, that's crazy. It's the first time I was called the N-word on the internet. It's 2007. So the internet's been like that. I don't think it's become racist. I think it's, if anything, it's just kind of becoming more mainstream as opposed to like an internet forum or 4chan website, or, you know what I'm saying, something on a dark website, or is more kind of on the spotlight. Like WNBA is a very kind of mainstream, you know what I'm saying, relatively compared to like the dark web. And I think that's different of like just the overt racism showing, or prejudice is shown now more on a more mainstream level. Anyways, this is a new thing, man. Incarcerated baddies. Did you guys know incarcerated baddies was a thing? Incarcerated woman is now looking for, in Rap House TV. I don't even really rock with Rap House TV, but when I seen this on the timeline, I was like, it's just too good. I'm sorry. I fell for the trap, y'all. I'm sorry. See, Rap House TV, I don't rock with them because I feel like they just kind of make a mockery of black culture for the sake of making money off of it, because the Rap House TV dude isn't black. And so it's like, it's always a weird feeling when someone isn't black and they just post black people for money. Like, it makes me feel weird. Anyways, regardless, when I seen this though, I had to say something about it. I had to react to it. So this is an incarcerated woman now looking for friends and a good conversation while she rates her release out of prison in 2045. Mind you, it's 2025. So she in there for 20 years in prison. Jeez Louise.
Yo, my name is Brianna. I'm 20 years old. My release date is 2045. I'm currently locked up in Ohio right now. I'm an artist and aspiring tattoo artist, and so far I've been locked up for 4 years. I wanted to hop on this site to look for friends and good conversation. I'm an outgoing person, so there ain't no need to be shy with me. So hit me up. Check out my profile on incarceratedbeauties.com.
So there's incarceratedbeauties.com. First of all, I hope this beat isn't copyrighted. That's the first thing. Because why they got to have a beat over it? She's 20. She's 20. But apparently, my takeaway was there's an incarcerated beauties. So I'm going to look this up. Incarceratedbeauties.com. Incarcerated. Hold on. Beauties.com. All right. Let me see. We're going to see if this is. Y'all think this is. All right. I'm going to just pull it up in a different tab and see what happens. Oh, heck no. Let's see what happens, man. You must be 18 years or older to use. Let me scroll down, make sure this is safe. Femme Fatale videos, all inmates, IB merchandise. They got Incarcerated Beauties merchandise. Incarcerated Beauties has all of his, except no responsibility for the truth or any accurate of statement. Hold on. I got to go back to this to make sure we safe. All right. Hold on. Warning, advisory, convicted woman. Incarceratedbeauties.com and all his associates accept no responsibility for the truth or accuracy of any statement made by advertisers, respondent, and posts of inmates listed on this website. We strongly recommend that you take appropriate safeguards from corresponding with any person you meet through any site. In advertising with us or responding to a person's personal ad, you agree to hold incarceratedbeauties.com and its owners, employees, and agents harmless from all costs, liabilities, and damages and attorney fees resulting from or caused by any to such advertisement, personal ads, or illegal ads of any member. You must be at least 18 years old to enter this website. Any person choosing to place a personal ad with Incarcerated Beauties and search for correspondence must understand that they hold on, let me scroll up so y'all can see. Where we at? Any persons choosing to place a personal ad with Incarcerated Beauties in search of correspondence must understand that they and other providers of information are the publishers of information contained in incarceratedbeauties.com. We are not the publishers of such said information. We simply provide the space for a person to place a personal ad on the internet. In no event will Incarcerated Beauties be responsible for any incidental, consequential, or exemplary or damage arising from or relating to the use of the services. So they say, if you interact with these convicted felons and something happens that only a convicted felon would do, don't blame us. Man, this is what y'all think. Is this worse than being a pass pro, bro? Like speaking to people like behind bars? I don't know, man. I feel like, I think this might be worse than being a pass pro, bro. Potential pen pals are encouraged to verify information about any persons through additional sources, whether persons are imprisoned in the United States or foreign countries. Bookmarking to a page on the site whereby this is a warning page bypass shall constitute any implicit acceptance of the foregoing terms herein set forth. Previous, our mission. There's a mission statement. Oh man, our mission. Being single doesn't have to be a life sentence. Oh my gosh. Since 2020, incarceratedbeauties.com has believed in love without boundaries. Our mission is to connect individuals who understand the unique challenges of dating in our incarceration system. I feel like if you know, being single should be a life sentence, bro. Yes, bro. Okay, hold on. Let me catch up on chat. OMG. You don't hear about these women getting these type of long sentences every day, 100%. Now, what did she do to get 20 years? This feels like a coping mechanism. We shouldn't be normalizing this. She knows her future is over. No college, no education, no job, no family. What if she's lesbian? When men get locked up, women often say, oftentimes stay and visit. When women are locked up, fewer men stay and most leave. This is a dating site. Heck no. Just be told to let me help you break you out of prison. This is crazy, bro. They have a podcast? Hold on. I gotta go to the other tab because they say you gotta be 18 or older to I want to violate. No. Bro, they have a podcast, bro. If you like to promote your business, give shout outs or dedications, or have your music played on an upcoming IB audio podcast episode, you can drop us a line using the link below. Hurry up, spots are going fast. New music from various artists, interviews with real inmates, and much more coming soon. Oh my, She should just bang the prison guard. Hold on. Let me look at the merchandise. Is it coming soon as well? No, they got real merchandise, bro. This is insane, dog. They got real merchandise, bro. They got t-shirts, hoodies, and more. Let me see. All inmates. Okay, yeah. I definitely can't show this. All inmates. It's nothing explicit. It's just got like people's names, their age, and a selfie. Oh, it's got their release date too. Oh, this is crazy. Bro. This is crazy. Like it's got like I'll say a name or I'll say an initial. L, age 34, release date 2027, Idaho. So they got about like 15 women up here. This is insane, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like oh, so this other girl, they don't have her name. Oh no, they do. Is this the Brianna girl? Yeah, Brianna. So let me see. What is her name? What does she get in for? Can you see if you click on it? Did they say it? Release date 2045. Hey, my name is Ijana. I'm 25-8 and I have some time for real. I have no kids. I'm real chill and I'm funny. And I definitely love deep conversations. I absolutely love to draw and I plan on being a tattoo artist when I'm home in 20 years. I'm looking for some good conversations and hopefully someone genuine who could hold me down for real. Send me some money, especially good company. Hit me up. Oh, this is crazy, bro. And then you can contact them. If you click contact, what happens? It's $28 to contact you. Note this prisoner has an email account through gettingout.com. You must register for a free account there and add her to your contact list. You will need the inmate's full name, ID number, state, faculty, where the inmate is incarcerated. You can securely purchase the inmate's contact information right here. And it will immediately be sent to you in a PDF file to the email address that you provide after checking out. Boy, if you pay $28 to speak to someone who can't even get out in 20 years, man, y'all, come on, bro. We got baddies in Idaho. That girl, she went bad. I ain't gonna lie to you. This girl right here, the reason why it went viral, she the only good looking one. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. Out of all the girls on the website, she the only one. Is this a prison version of a Pass Pro, bro? That's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying. Some sugar daddies could pick her up 100%. Someone's gonna pay the $28 to talk to this girl. I ain't paying. It ain't be me though. Y'all be safe. God bless. Jeez Louise, $28 because you gotta pay like over JPay. You gotta pay to speak to people, bro. Like this is crazy. Let me see if I can find it online. Brianna, Texas. Sentence 20 years. Is this it? Brand woman, New Orleans man, Smith sentence 20 years. Oh, is this the girl right here? Woman sentence and stabbing. Oops. Sorry. I wasn't supposed to say that. And yank. Of 17-year-old girl. Is this it? Nah, this some other girl. It's Ohio too. I'm trying to find it. Eddie Ratcliffe, brain man sentence. Is this it? Her former best friend. Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Let's turn to Ohio, where 18-year-old Brianna Barazini was.
So her name, Brianna, too. Let me see. Sentence 2045. Free you, a 20-piece. Sheesh. Hashtag jail. Hashtag prison. Hashtag wow. Hashtag story. Hashtag mugshot. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Homie trying to holla. Bro, someone paying that. Look at these comments, bro. Somebody paying that $28 for sure. Especially it went viral today. Oh, here it is. We found it. We found it, guys. Oh man. Wait, hold on. What they say? They're not killing your kids, grandmas. Have you been to the hood or watched the news recently? I love her. Okay, all right. And more of the mob. Houston woman sentenced over 2 decades after pleading guilty in part of. Okay, I'm gonna watch this. Hopefully this news station doesn't like tag me.
1 year ago.
We were in the courtroom for the change of plea and the sentencing.
18-year-old Brianna Houston pled guilty to the charges of involuntary manslaughter and aggravated robbery. She was sentenced to
smiling? She's smiling in the sentencing? And you're going to pay $28 to talk to you too, ain't you? Bruh, look. The male loneliness epidemic, bro, is insane, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Yeah, that's her, bro. The male loneliness epidemic is crazy.
23 years in prison. She was part of a group of 6 teenagers that were plotting to rob someone last year. Prosecutors say it was Houston who picked 17-year-old Jaden Halpern to rob on June 10th of 2022. The 3 girls in the group tried to lure Halpern out of his home, saying they wanted to purchase marijuana from him.
When that plan did not unfold as they had hoped, eventually one of the other male co-defendants began to push into the home, and that's when a shot rang out, and the victim was ultimately killed.
Halpern's dad fired.
They did this over some weed.
The fatal shot when the group entered the home, but because of their actions, all 6 of the teens were charged with Halpern's death. Houston addressed her and Halpern's family before she was sentenced.
I not only hurt so many people, but I also hurt myself. I was unmindful, ignorant, and self-centered, and many more. And sadly, it took a tragedy for me to even realize that.
And here you are at 18 years old,
Right.
looking at being over 40, and you get out of prison. I can't imagine when you thought of what you'd be when you grew up, that this was in your plans. And I don't say that to hurt you. I say that because other people need to understand there are consequences for every choice we make. And sometimes something we don't think is a big deal turns into a great big deal. And it's very difficult as I sit up here to just see someone so young that's thrown so much away.
Keon Darden will be sentenced for his role in the crime on Thursday.
That's crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Dang, shot it gone. Shot it gone, bruh.
Decades in prison.
20 years.
The charges of involuntary manslaughter and aggravated robbery.
And she was just laughing, too. Nah, she crazy, bro. They talking about free you, she bad, she this and he that. Lady sent to jail story. Hold on, let me see if I can find it if I look up Houston. It's right here. Lima, Ohio. Marketing. She said, I don't got kids. I'm cool. I'm chill. And I'm funny. I'm just looking for some good conversation for real. A Lima team gets over 2 decades for a role in the fatal. Oh, that's crazy. 18-year-old Brianna Houston pleaded guilty on the charges of involuntary and aggravated robbery, and she was sentenced to 23 years in prison. She was a part of a group of 6 teenagers that were plotting to rob somebody last year. Prosecutors say that it was Houston who picked up the 17-year-old Jaden Halpern to rob on June 12th of 2022. The 3 girls in the group tried to lure Halpern out of his home, saying they wanted to purchase some weed from him. When that plan did not unfold as they hoped, eventually one of the other male co-defendants began to push into the home, and that's when rang out, and the victim was ultimately unalive. Stated Kyle Thines, the chief assistant prosecutor. Halpern's dad fired the fatal shot when the group entered the home, but because of their actions, all 6 of the teams were charged in Halpern's passing. Houston addressed her and Halpern's family before she was sentenced. I not only hurt so many people, but I hurt also for myself. Okay, I'm sorry. I was unmindful, ignorant, and self-centered, and many more. And sadly, it took tragedy for me to finally realize that, said Brianna Houston defended. And here you are, 18 years old, looking over, being over 40 years old when you get out of prison, said Judge Terry Cole Reiser. I can't imagine when you thought of you'd be when you grow up that this would be in your plans. I don't say that to hurt you. I say that because other people need to understand there are consequences for every choice we make, and sometimes we think it isn't a big deal until it turns into a very big deal. It is very difficult sitting up here seeing someone so young throwing so much away. Keon Darden will be sentenced next for his role on Thursday. What did he get? Keon Darden. Hold on. Let's see. Keon Darden. Trial set for He was sentenced to 23 to 28 years. Dang, bruh. Dang. And Jaden Halpern. Let me look up Jaden Halpern, man. Rest in peace to Jaden Halpern. Yeah, but it's crazy. Dudes will look past all of that, right? He was 17? Oh, man. Yeah, you boys cooked. Them boys is cooked. Oh, yeah, they is cooked, brother. Yeah. You're cooked, brother. Yep. It all makes sense now. This was our first court appearance. Oh, I didn't even share the thing. My bad. I was watching the whole
Trial.
thing.
A total of
But
6
yeah,
teenagers were
this
charged
was
with the
her or
death of
whatever. Her
17-year-old
first,
Jaden Halpern, and
she was
all of the
wearing the
defendants.
glasses and stuff like that. I didn't even switch over the tab. My fault. But yeah. Dang, that's crazy, dog. Deal offered the teenager and dang, did she take the deal? Let me see. Did she take the deal? I guess not, huh? They probably it's like take it to trial. The deal offered, what was it? Oh, it was a 23 years, so she did take the deal. Crazy, bruh. But yeah, they broke into somebody's home trying to rob a white boy. They shot the white boy. Psh, what you think was about to happen? I'm thinking what was going on. Did you freeze? Yeah. Yeah, no. I just forgot to switch tabs on the screen sharing. Nah, that's crazy, bro. And it was all black? Man, in Ohio? Dang. Is this his real TikTok? This man had a TikTok? He said he want to live in Chicago 2015. Oh, yeah, this is him. Hey, Swaggy Clark was my old account, but it's been so long. How have you been? Hey, man, rest in peace to Jaden Halpern, bro. Dang, this was Jaden Halpern, dog. Crazy. Crazy stuff. He like Michael Jordan. She should try to get it down. Yeah, 23 years is a lot.
Red drop, pull up on the block.
I'm sorry. I was like, hey, rest in peace to Jaden Halpern, bro. Man, this is sad. Oh, this man was wild. Yeah, rest in peace. Kid deserved to grow old, man. Dang, man. Jaden Halpern. Okay, all right. I'm spending too much time on this. I'm spending too much time on that. What was that? He looked like someone that would get chill. SSB chill. He said, "What was that?" It was his TikTok, man. It was his TikTok. RIP Jaden Halpern, bro. All right. Jeez Louise. That man had TikTok in 2015. I didn't know about no TikTok in 2015. I knew about Triller. I know about no TikTok. He had TikTok when Vine was still a thing. All right. Next scene. Malik Beasley.
My bitch might watch the location. Cameras in and out the house. I can watch all around the crib like I'm watching it. A fucking nigga weak.
Hey yo, see, bro, this man, a real Atlanta dude, bro. He said, "Let's move on." Yeah. This a real Atlanta dude, bro. Real Atlanta dude, dog. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh man, wilding on the Snapchat, bro. What can you do? Just pray for him. Popular podcaster Jonathan Dupiton, behind the rich and unemployed, indicted by the feds for running a $10 million unemployment scheme. This is one of them dudes. She said, shaking my head. This is one of them dudes, who be like, he does his podcast like from the bed, and he has girls in there, and they do the whole thing. I don't know. It's a really weird podcast. It's really weird. But like, he kind of moves like he kind of has some clout and stuff like that around Atlanta. I know people who knew him and things of that sort. So seeing this was like, oh man, exposed. Beginning on July 27, 2020, and continuing on about April 30th, 2021, the Northern District of Georgia and elsewhere, the defendants Jonathan Dupiton, a.k.a. Anthony Watts, Kadir Williams, Emmanuel Dupiton, and Cameron Bell did knowingly and willfully combine, conspire, confederate, agree, and have a tactic understanding of each other and others unknown to the grand jury to unknowingly devise and intend to devise a scheme to artifice, to defraud and obtain money improperly, namely unemployment insurance benefits, by means of materially false and fraudulent pretenses, representations, and promises, and by the omissions of material facts, well knowing and having reason to know that said pretenses were and would be false and fraudulent. So yeah, man. Jonathan Dupiton. Let me look him up. Jonathan Dupiton. So next time you see someone like balling, you know what I'm saying, 500,000 followers, the whole page. Did he delete his page? What'd he do? When they have the whole thing up, they got cars, they posted up, they in the club popping bottles, you know what I'm saying? Always got a different fit on every time you see him on the camera, in the club, in the couches, sitting up, holding racks up, and you know what I'm saying? Like, they tell you, you gotta move like this with women, and I'm the man, I'm taking calls, I'm important. He got on shades inside with a hat on because he bald. You know what I mean? And he's showing you he the boss, and to show you he moved like the boss, you got to move like him. All of those things, right? He got the rag on because once again, his head get cold. He in the double R, and you like, man, he really get into it. Whole time Buddy was a part of us. Get rich. Come on now. Hey. $10 million. He on LinkedIn with a cigar in his mouth to let you know he's successful. I feel successful too if I just scam $10 million. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Podcast mics, everything like that, he really get into it. The whole brand is I'm better than you. It's just crazy how that kind of works out, bro. If you think someone's doing better than you because they popping it on social media, they probably not even doing it better than you. Tyler, Creator, says something good, man. Everything like that, bro. And here it was, bro.
For you, so you have this shit to look back on when you're 90 years old and you're dying.
Talk your shit, T.
Well, nigga, let's get to it. All different versions of me that were the most honest version at the time. I'm happy I have an outlet to record it like a diary, man. That shit was awesome. So honestly, any of y'all out here that's making music, man, just make sure that shit is as honest as it could be for where you at in your life. Right then and there. Don't make it for other niggas to like, or your family to like, or this. Make sure it's coming from you, even if you're not in the same mind state or position that other folks is. You gotta.
He pretty much just saying, if you guys can hear that much, Tyler is just saying, dog, make something that you're gonna be proud of at the end of your life. Because at the end of the day, it's your life, bro. Create stuff, create art, create whatever the case might be. that you'll be proud of forever and will stand the test of time. You can hand down to generations and everything like that, and the next generation can be proud of. And you know what I'm saying? Because we only get, if we're lucky, 90 years, 100 years. So like in that time, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. SSB, yeah. It's a red. It's kind of like a Red Pill podcast. It's like he had a podcast where, I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place, where he would be like in bed with women, and then they were like, he'd be like flirting with them. He'd be like, "Oh, so you like going to Krispy Kreme? You like hot and ready Krispy Kreme?" And she's like, "Sometimes I like Krispy Kreme. I like when the hot and ready sign is on." He said, "Okay, hey, T.O., cut off the lights." And then the podcast will go. But yeah. Tyler been around since 2010, bro. Yonkers was 2010. I was Big Nate said he's not a fan of Tyler like that, but he respect what he does. Tyler does whatever he wants, man. He has no limits. Like, this is not Glaze. It's just like what he does. And, you know, for him to no limits on fashion world or just drawing, and he makes golf. He makes All Future the Donut, all one world. And I always look up to that, like, where he does nail polish, if he does the scents, if he does the new fashion line, if he does the Louis Vuitton kind of thing, if he does the soundtrack for The Grinch, if he does the soundtrack for this movie, it's all under one umbrella, and I really respect it. If he, you know, writes a score for an orchestra out in Europe and, you know, everything like that, like, it's all the same. The production he does, the rapping he does, the singing he does when he can't sing. It's all dope. And he's always dressed the way that he's wanted to dress, regardless of the trends, because when he first came out, the way he was dressing was very trendy for the time. It was like the time of 2010. It was like the jerk era. So the jerk era, it was the skinnies. It was, you know, kind of the big t-shirt over the skinny jeans, and the Supreme hats and everything like that, and Supreme tees and stuff. And that's how he was dressing when he first came out. So he fit in kind of with everybody else. But it was like the fashion kind of cycled out of that, and he still dressed the way he wanted to dress. And now coming back around, he's kind of like widely respected in fashion as like a guy who can dress very well. So I was like, you know what I'm saying? That's just him just being on his own thing and not following the trends and not doing the things, but setting the trends, because he just wants to do what he does. And I think that's something that everybody could take away from it. And that's what he's saying right here. So I just wanted to play it because I liked what he said right there. Tyler's been around, but like I said, 2010. So it's 2025. He's been around for 15 years on a major relevant level as a famous person. So salute to Tyler, creator, everything like that. I wasn't a fan of his when he first came out, for real. Obviously, I was bumping Yonkers, but they was doing a lot of because he doesn't believe in God, or he didn't believe in God back then. It seems like he's kind of more open to the idea now. So yeah. What was I gonna say with that? So I stayed away from it because it was a lot of kind of anti-God stuff, anti-Christ stuff when they first came out. But now he's grown, his music's mature, and it's gotten better as time's going on. Deante Kyle's back. Speaking of podcasts, Deante Kyle's back on the internet. He probably disappeared from the internet for about a month after he said oh, Martin Luther King, them boys, they didn't go after the white people. They ain't do it like me. I would have got them white people. I don't like the way that Martin did it. It's why are you dissing Martin Luther King? And then he came out the next day. He was like, I was drunk. And then he left Twitter. And then he kind of left the internet for a month. So he comes back today with this interview on Meryl or Deuce. I get the two confused, but I believe it's Meryl's podcast with the other guy, the podcast where Mike's been on, the underground rapper up in Jersey and stuff like that. He was on there, and then he also returned to his own podcast, and he said addressing it all. His podcast is about 2 hours long. I haven't watched it yet. I just want to watch this clip right here and see what's going on.
I think things that can ruin your life shouldn't be easily accessible. This is why we don't have advertisers on my shit. Because I say no dick pills, no gambling. Because they gamify gambling. My idea of gambling is you don't pay, nigga breaking your legs. Right. I honestly don't like legal weed. I think you should buy weed from a nigga in a car.
I always do.
Buying weed in the Apple store is weird. I don't fuck with it.
I don't know about this.
Yeah.
You know, like in 05, you can hit mid and be high all day.
Yep.
One blunt of mid with you and 4 of your homies. You high.
You be blasted.
You in GTA, real shit. The graphics of life change.
Yeah.
I mean, I think things that can ruin your life shouldn't be easily accessible.
Okay. Wait, hold
You
on.
shouldn't be able to get on your phone.
Hold on.
That's dangerous territory because now that means anybody can do it. And that means kids can do it.
Yeah, what he said about the advertisement thing, I totally agree with him. Me personally, I kind of go back and forth all the time. I see the most accessible advertisements that the content creators get a lot of times, especially in my space, speaking a lot about sports and things of that nature, are like the gambling ones, right? And it's like, dang, do I compromise my morals for this gambling bag? I know I'm gonna get money. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna get a good bag from saying Prize Picks. Put in code Rashad and get 20% off your first $100 bet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about that often. But I think when push comes to shove, even if it was like, if you take this, you can quit your job, bro. I think I would probably turn it down. Did I? Yeah. Gambling right now with the big beautiful bill. Yeah. I heard about it. Like they saying like gambling and sports gambling and all that stuff might be compromised because of the big beautiful bill, which we're getting to at the end of the stream, by the way, too. He said the bill that the GOP is trying to pass would tax the heck out of people who gamble for a living. 100%. Yeah, I seen that. The big beautiful bill. Gambling would be OV. Yeah, so then, all the people who depend on like all of those, you know what I'm saying, brand deals, they'll be in trouble too. It just is what it is. N's name. Oh, insane. Yeah, 100%. 100% Big Nate. You get taxed for losses as well. Essentially, Vegas is finished. Dang, Vegas. Now, Vegas, I had so good memories in Vegas, man. I don't gamble. So that's why I said, like, when it gets to that point, if you offer the bag, Nate, like, what you think? With Big Nate Sport pot, like I don't know. Your morals might be different than my morals. You might be like Prize Picks, cold Big Nate, but me, like I ain't doing it because I don't gamble. Like it's not what I do. So let me see what he say right here. Oh, it's on mute.
One thing that was said quite a few times in my it was a long 3 weeks, but we are back.
Also, you took 3 weeks off.
One thing that was said quite a few times at my auntie funeral.
Big Nate said he's not a gambler. So all right, salute to Big Nate, man. We both not taking a Prize Picks bag. I'm not gonna do a DraftKings ad. I had to do actually Prize Picks when I was on another network because I was on the network and the network took the deal. So as a part of it, every episode we had to be like, use code so and so, but I didn't like it because that didn't go with my morals, and we ain't even get no money from it. So it was just like we just doing it to look like we lit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I ain't like it. But especially on my platform, on Rashad Milligan, we ain't doing that. Not going for it, buddy.
Life be lifing.
Yeah.
We find a lot of excuses on why we don't show up for the people we love while they're living. Now, I have some regret behind me and my auntie's relationship upon her passing. There was
so his auntie passed away, so that's why he left as well.
There was in hindsight petty things that kept us from being in communication. Things that I took seriously when it happened, but as time went on, we could have gotten it together. We could have found some place of understanding. But pride is a motherfucker, and that millennial overcorrection. A lot of millennials have embraced this idea of individualism, right? The cut your folks off if they don't respect your mind, if they don't want to treat you like an adult, if they don't respect your sexuality, if they don't respect your politics, if they don't respect your ideology, you just cut them off for a better you. I would say that trend had an upkick of around 5 years ago. Seriously, during the pandemic, people were getting to the point where they was like, they feel that like they was in a bubble. social media had became the outlet for everybody. It became a place of connection, but it became a place of digital community, but not real community. So a lot of us embrace this individualism, right? I will say this. Now, there's a pros and cons to everything. We also have to understand that we are in a swing of a pendulum, right? So a lot of things that we've done is we was raised in this traditional aspect, this religious aspect, and what we call the old world pre-internet. And then we were raised in that until we were between the ages of maybe 8 and 14. Then we get the internet. Internet is what it is. We go through Y2K. We go through World Trade attacks. We get on MySpace, and then we start. This is where we start our digital communities on MySpace, right? Then your top 8.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go to school with 1,200 people. You got a top 8. And what were we doing? This is where we started incentivizing online friendships. You know, if I put you in my top 8, put me in your top 8. We start doing all of these things that breed insecurity about how visible we are in other people's lives on the internet, right? Facebook comes right along. Facebook is the small town. You know, this is the interconnectedness of not only the people you go to school with, but your close family friends, your aunties, your cousins, childhood friends. You reconnect with people you went to elementary school with. We start embracing these online communities, and it becomes the focal point of our socialization. A lot of our attention is given over to these online things, but not as much. It was a long 3 weeks, but we are back now. One thing
about individualism, that I want to say that he was talking about here. It's just like, I feel like individualism, it breeds like he said, like you just cut off everybody. Like you cut off things. Like if it don't serve you, cut them off. Life is too short. And I'm like, no, bro. Like, I think that's the reason why, like, see, here's a take. Unmarried person, no children. Take that with a grain of salt. I feel like people need to start saying that before they just give like these takes, right? These type of takes. I feel like that's the reason why like marriage these days a lot of times just doesn't last, because it's like people feel a way about certain, you know what I'm saying? Like people feel a way about certain things, like, oh, this person gets on my nerves when they do this, and they're like, I'ma leave. And it's like, bro, like, this is a serious commitment you made. I feel like it should be taken more seriously. But it's like, no, if you don't like the marriage, leave the marriage. And I'm like, nah, I don't agree with that necessarily. Like I said, unmarried person here, so I do not know. But I am the product of parents who were never married. I was born out of wedlock and things of that sort. My parents were never together. So it was like, I gave people fuel, man. I just gave people fuel. Next time they want to talk about me, I just got to deal with that. I might even cut that out of a video. I might even cut that out just for the sake of the comment section. But that's just the way I came up. But I just feel like the individual mindset and like a lot of the social media propaganda promoting individualism is very, nobody's perfect. And I think it kind of promotes, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it ain't perfection within your life and the way that you exist in your bubble, then get rid of it. And I don't think that's very healthy. I don't know. Maybe because I was on the other side of that as well, of like getting cut off or cut out of people's lives for what I felt like were very petty reasons. And you know, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. It's 2025. It's just, if people want to move like that, people gonna move like that. But dang, like, we ain't gonna build no sense of like consistent community because everybody wants everything to be perfect all the time. Nothing's going to be perfect. Things are going to be difficult. You're going to have ups and downs with your friends. You're going to have moments where you love your friends. And have moments where you're like, your friends get on your absolute nerves and you're questioning, is this really my friend? Like, it's just natural. It's a part of it, dog. Like, you can't just give up on stuff, dog. That's how I feel. The problem is that each generation doesn't pass the true wisdom. Social media destroyed what friendships are today. Are we adults? Yes. But at the end of the day, nothing in life is going to be rainbows and butterflies. 100%. just is what it is. Like, stuff is gonna be difficult, bro. So like, what it sounds like with this Deante Kyle thing, a part of the reason why he also left, what she revealed was his auntie passing, and how he was feeling about his relationship with his auntie while she was on here. You know what I'm saying? While she was on here on Earth, and having a weird relationship with her, and people having weird relationships with their family members in general. And yeah, I think it's like, no, you should value your family a little more, even if they rub you the wrong way, because at the end of the day, they're still your family. Now, I get it. In some cases, I feel like there are, cases and rounds of, this is irreparable. We can't come back from this. I would say those things are, you know what I'm saying, being essayed, being raped, all of those things, like those things, you can't come back from that. That is what it is. Even extreme abuse, like to the point where you were fearing were you still going to live after said abuse, right? Like those things, irreparable. You can't come back from that. But something like we came into business together and he stole $100 from me, like that stuff, man. Conversation, bro. Conversation. It could be reconciled. Or he went behind my back and told my girlfriend that I was cheating on her, and so I cut my cousin, like stuff like that. Conversation over the phone. Or I felt like you looked over me as your cousin when you went and helped your friend out, and it's like, dang, we blood. You could talk about that. People have become individual in the 1960s with the hippie movement, and then it spread across, and it was passed down from generation to generation, and it just keeps getting more extreme. I think a lot of it is like, with this generation in particular, it's like the protect your peace. The protect your peace movement, I think it's been inadvertently like just very damaging to like building relationships and relationship building and stuff like that. Because it just holds people to like, it's like good guys, right? I always had this theory about good guys because me personally, I don't know if you could tell or not, but the way I present myself to the world, for some reason, people just automatically label me as a good guy. And then it's like, so when we become friends or when we build towards something, and I just act like a human, right? Like, I'm not the most kind person in the world every second that I'm breathing, then it's like, oh, you're manipulative. You make people think that you're this perfect guy. I'm like, nobody's perfect. Where are you guys getting this from? It's like, God forbid I have a day where I didn't get sleep because I was streaming at 3 a.m. the night before. I come into the office irritated, and then you ask me something, and I get some bad news or whatever, or like someone's asking me for money and you ask me something. I'm like, what? And then you're like, you're not a nice guy. I thought you were a good guy. You're one of the good guys. You're just like everybody else. And it's like, good guys don't exist because everybody's human, bro. We all get mad. We all get irritated. We all get like, it's just human nature, bro. It's human nature. So it's like, I think it's the same thing with this protect your peace thing. God forbid one of your friends has a bad day and you ask them for some advice and they snap on you because they were just at their breaking point, and now you're like, I'm cutting you off. I don't need this type of energy in my life. They're not like, what are you? They're not humans. They're not robots. They're humans, bro. They have ups and downs. It just is what it is. Big Nate said, we have moments where we're adults. Things will happen. We just don't know how to fix or control it. 100%. You should value them. At the end of the day, feelings are valued. Healing and forgiveness takes time. 100%. That's a good point. That's a good point, Nate. At the end of the day, you as a person have growing to do and be better for tomorrow, etc. Exactly. Like I know, and I know my friends, they hate when I reference them. They hate when I reference them. But I do know somebody who's like beefing with one of their parents. And I know, like, y'all probably know someone who's beefing with their parents, or you might be beefing with your parents if you're watching this on the replay. And it's like, this life is so sudden and random it doesn't have a thing, right? Like, so it's like, why would you want to be on bad terms with one of the people who brought you into this world over, like, a lot of the times the arguments are petty. Or a lot of times it's like from the kid grows up and they like, hey, you made me feel like this growing up and it's affecting me in my day-to-day life like this. Would you like to apologize to me? And the parent goes, apologize? What I need to apologize for? You lucky that I let you have a roof over your head. Matter of fact, get out of my house. You grown anyway. Go back to your own place. And then they take that and they're like, it's F my parent forever for life. And I don't know if that should be the case, bro. Like, I don't know. Maybe just because I have a good relationship with my parents that I view it in a different way. But I just don't think that you should just throw away your relationship with your parents away that easily. But like you say, Big Nate, like, feelings are valid and healing and forgiveness takes time. There's no timeline to it. But also, random. The end of it is we don't know. And when it ends, it's over. It's permanent. It's in pen.
Lineal overcorrection.
Seen so many people, you know what I'm saying? July 2nd, I'll say this. July 2nd, this was the 13th anniversary that, you know, our family received the news that my auntie passed in Shreveport, Louisiana. She moved to Shreveport and she was driving, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was driving FedEx. And I guess she fell asleep because it was a 1-car accident, fell off the road. They found the truck at the bottom of the hill. She's, you know, deceased on the scene. And it rocked our world. She's like 41, bro. Rocked our world. Because it's the first time that has like happened to me with a younger family member. Of course, grandmas, everything like that passed away and stuff. But this was the first time it was like a younger relative for me. So the whole family's just crazy. But like, one member in particular was hysterical about it because they necessarily weren't on the best of terms at the end of my auntie's life. And it just wrecked them forever. And after seeing that, it's like, I don't need to be on bad terms with anybody at any point. Now, if we tried to reconcile and it just wasn't working and we just ain't meant to be like the puzzle, let it be. It is what it is. Have a great life. I wish you the best, but we just don't gel. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a couple people like that, but with everybody else, I try to squash the beat, bro, because this thing is so random and I don't want to live with that guilt or that feeling forever. Because if I rock with you at some point in life, I feel like I'll rock with you forever. So yeah, that's it. I want to say that about that. So welcome back, Deante Kyle. Sorry for your loss with your auntie. I hope you feel better. Dang, I still got mad stuff, bro. I spent a lot of time on the other stuff. So, all right, I'm going to speed through these last few things, bro. We're going to get out of here because it's 3 a.m.
It's a UFO for real. Look at the UFO, bitch. No, we not making this shit up. Look at it.
Oh, snap. Oh, that's crazy, little twin.
For real, y'all. That is crazy. Y'all, that's crazy.
That's ice.
It's a UFO for real, y'all. I promise y'all. Look, we got all these people. There ain't no damn street light. My uncle talking about that street light. That ain't no street light, bro. That's a UFO.
It does.
This the fucking street light right here.
Nah.
This the fucking street light.
Nah.
That ain't no fucking street light. That's the street light. I mean, that's the light beaming down on it. 2 piece.
I think that's a UFO, bro. I think that's a UFO. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Remember the video where they was like, if y'all seen the leprechaun, say yeah. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm going with leprechaun on this one. I'm going UFO, bro. Bhad Bhabie, she was sued by American Express for $674,000 for alleged unpaid credit card charges. According to court documents obtained by People, the credit card company claims that the rapper breached a credit agreement by failing to make payments. This was written by who at People? This was written by Iyanna Kaplan and Sarah Jones. All right, let's get into it. Hold on. Close this out. Bhad Bhabie has been sued by American Express, according to the court documents obtained by People and filed on Wednesday, July 2nd, in the Los Angeles County Superior Court. The rapper, whose real name is Danielle, has been sued by American Express for $674,452. $40. Dang, the 40 cents is just petty. The credit card company claims that she breached the credit card agreement by failing to make payments. Plaintiff extended credit to defendant for purchases and or cash advances by defendants and or persons acting with defendant's permission on the American Express account. Blah, 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 blah. Find out the account. The filing reads, the defendant promised to repay the plaintiff for all charges, fees, and interest on the account by paying the balance in full every month or by making monthly payments. Per court documents, American Express says that they made an agreement to extend the credit to Brigoli 22 on April 21st, 2021. However, she stopped making payments around December 19th, 2024. Now, the bank alleges that she owes the full balance and is seeking damages for breach of contract. Reps for Brigoli and American Express have not yet responded to People's request for comment. News of the lawsuit comes days after Brigoli opened up in an interview magazine about how OnlyFans, OF, was quote-unquote a good way to make a lot of money really fast. In July 2024, the Gucci Flip Flops musician shared a screenshot of her total earnings from the platform and what she first joined in April 2021 per Complex. According to the outlet, the screenshot, the Bhad Bhabie, I'll say, gross upwards of $71 million, while her net earnings earned her $57 million. Jeez Louise. More than 32 million of the 57 million came from only direct messages, as she appeared to earn $500,000 in tips. Oh my goodness. And 24 million in subscriptions per Complex. So why did she owe this much money in credit card debt if she was just getting millions and millions and only in OF? She got really sick. Yeah. She does. She has the C word. Yeah, she got the C word, man. Yeah. So you're saying maybe because she had the C word, she's not as active on OF? Perhaps. That's a good point. It's a good point. We'll see what happens. With this thing, but I mean, she's still releasing music though. Like music, it's got to be making her some money, unless she's just in a bad deal. Because I remember she was with that Atlantic when Gucci Flip Flops came out. Oh yeah. So here we go. Big Beautiful Bill. Not going to spend too much time on it because I haven't done too much research on it. But it is the biggest thing that's happening right now. She wasn't paying those monthly bills. I don't think she got money like how they post. Obviously, can't be. If you can't pay $500,000 and you know what I'm saying, in your fees, and you know what I'm saying, like, couldn't be making as much as you said you were making. But like I said, the Big Beautiful Bill is the biggest story that's going on right now in America. I ain't done my full research on it because I ain't gonna speak on it. I'm not like, I ain't gonna diss nobody. John Morant. But apparently there was a pause on it because the Republicans no longer had the votes to advance it. So the Democrats erupted in this video clip and cheers and celebrate the sudden shift on the House floor. So now we're at a stopping point. Oh yeah, they're cheering in the background. They're off camera. You got to turn it up. But they get rowdy up in them political houses and things of that sort. But yeah, that is something right there. SSB said the Big Beautiful Bill is still being negotiated on right now. They want to cut Medicare. I seen that. They want to cut Medicare. I think they want to cut out a lot of the student loans as well. If midterms can't come any sooner. But yeah, they want to cut like Medicare. I think a lot of Social Security, if I'm not mistaken, like a lot of the stuff that just people just benefit from in general with the federal government are things that they want to cut. From my understanding, that's like the overall thing of the big beautiful bill. But yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because, like I said, I haven't done the necessary readings to do a full thing on it. And so just out of respect of that and to the viewers, I want to do you guys any disservices on that. Shout out to my brother Phil Lewis, as always. My dog, man. Phil Lewis, bro. Alabama state officials have declined to release a video footage of 18-year-old Jabari Peoples, who was unalived by the police, claiming it would jeopardize the investigation. What does that mean? We don't want to release the tape because it will jeopardize the investigation. What do you think? What does that mean? It'll make us look wrong in the investigation and won't help our case because the public will see like who. Stupid. Hold on. Let me stop and share this again. I lost audio on the screen share. All right. AL.com, they've done an exceptional job of covering this entire situation. This was written by Carol Robinson. Release of the video footage of the unaliving of Alabama teen by Homewood police would jeopardize the investigation, state officials said on Tuesday. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency released a statement to AL.com that said the agency received a request from the family of 18-year-old Jabari Peoples on Monday for a disclosure of the body camera and or dash camera footage on the June 23rd unalived shooting of Jabari Peoples. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency has a process by which an individual or their personal representative who is the subject of the law enforcement recording may request the disclosure of the body camera or dash camera video evidence. Spokesperson Amanda Watson said the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency is the custodial law enforcement agency of those videos. Watson cited Alabama Code Section 3621-213, which states, quote unquote, a custodial law enforcement agency may choose to not disclose the recording if the disclosure would affect an ongoing active law enforcement investigation or prosecution. Loopholes, read the fine print. The law enforcement agency reviewed the request, Watson said, and determined disclosure of the requested recording would affect the ongoing investigation. This will help you win the case against us. So we can't give you that's BS, bro. That's BS, bro. It's people in my comments every single time, and I guarantee you it's gonna be somebody else in the comments right now that's gonna say, you ain't see the footage. I seen the footage. The boy shouldn't have been smoking weed. If he wasn't smoking weed, then he'd still be here today. If he wasn't resisting to the cops and fighting against the cops. We don't know what happened because we don't have the video. And y'all acting like y'all seen the video because y'all tired of black people calling out the wrongdoings of black people in the South. That's what it is. It's black fatigue, right? Black fatigue, that's a hashtag. That's a little social media trend and everything like that. But guess what? We still gonna keep reading these stories. We still gonna keep talking about these stories. We still gonna keep saying Jabari Peoples' name. So prepare to be more black fatigued. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'm sorry, not sorry. Therefore, in accordance to the state law and in the interest of protecting the constitutional rights of everyone involved, as well as prioritizing a thorough law enforcement investigation of the recorded subject matter, the Law Enforcement Association respectfully declined to make the requested disclosure, according to the statement. Watson did not say if there was any timeline for the future release of the footage. The family's lead attorney, Leroy Maxwell, said that he would respond to the Law Enforcement Agency statement later today. Peoples, a 2024 graduate of Aliceville High School, where he was a standout athlete, was unalived on June 23rd at Homewood Soccer Park. Homewood police said that a veteran officer who has not been publicly identified, they won't even release this man's name. We know Jabari Peoples' name. We know that what? He was smoking weed. He got pulled over, allegedly. But we don't even know the cop's name. They don't want to release the cop's name. They don't want to release the footage. This don't seem fishy to anybody. You're right, I'm tripping. It's all in my head. I'm so tired of black people spinning the narratives and making up false things against the police. Who has been publicly identified approached the vehicle to investigate because of a recent increase in criminal activity in and around the city's athletic complexes. So he was stopped for being black. The officer, police say, smelled marijuana and ordered Peoples and his female friend out of the vehicle. The encounter ended with Peoples resisting, allegedly, breaking away, allegedly, from the officer as he tried to handcuff him and grabbing a weapon, allegedly, from the driver's side door pocket. We don't know because we don't have the footage. So we're just taking the police word for them trying to defend themselves that they didn't commit a crime. I just want you guys to know what's happening. The officer fired on Peoples, who was pronounced unalive a short time later at the UAB hospital. Peoples' family and Maxwell disagree with the narrative, saying that Peoples wasn't armed and didn't resist. And by the way, they didn't even notify the family until the next morning. Maxwell on Monday said Peoples was hit once in the back, and they're demanding the Law Enforcement Association to release any footage of the unaliving. Maxwell has previously said that the request for any footage of the fatal incident was made last week and was denied. They deserve to see with their own eyes what happened in Jabari's final moments, Maxwell said on Monday. The public deserves transparency. Jabari's family deserves justice, and justice begins with the truth. More than 200 people gathered at the park on Monday night, a shrine set up in the parking space where Peoples was unalive 1 week before. Family community activist Peoples' former coach and pastor spoke at the event. They prayed, chanted, and released doves and balloons in Peoples' honor. At the visual, Peoples was described as a giver and a dreamer. "Quote unquote, nobody knows him better than me," Brian Peoples said. "We played on the same sports team. We walked the same halls at school. We graduated a year apart. To see his character bashed, seeing him get talked about is nothing other than insane to me," his brother said. "He was so smart. He was a real dreamer. He wrote down his dreams. He took down notes and he wrote about what he wanted to do. He had a plan for his life. He didn't walk blindly. He was nothing less than inspirational," Brown People said. "I stand here firm today, appreciative of all the support and all the people who have our backs. We're just calling for justice for my brother. That's all I want." Unfortunately, I feel like we know how this is going to end, but it's just like, dang. Alabama do better. Homewood police do better. I pray maybe for a miracle. Maybe something shock me. The last thing I want to end right here with tonight, and I think it's a great thing to end, a great way to end, is Pastor Queese. Pastor Queese, he was from Streamer University, Castanet Streamer University and things of that sort. And he was pleading for DDG and Little Rodney's son to end their beef. It's something that I've done multiple videos on and stuff like that. I called it the most pointless beef of 2025 in the initial video. And, I just keep saying this is something petty. But the thing is, they keep taking jabs at each other to just get more and more out of bounds. And more out of bounds. And this side says something threatening. The other side says something threatening back. And then it becomes of like, who's tougher, who came from a tougher hood, who came from a this or that. And it's not going the positive direction. It's not going the right direction for something that started over something so silly on the internet. It started over DDG reacting to Reggie, talking about him having to cut off the girl that he was talking to because he found out that she was scamming her fans with the Cash App scam. And he said, "I can't have that around me. It's not good for the brand." DDG said, "Oh, he had a girlfriend. I felt like she was slowing him down because I didn't hear from him. I didn't see his clips as much when he was with her." And then Reggie responded to that and said, "Focus on that trash music." And then DDG responded, and they just been beefing ever since. It's just been kind of pretty dumb. The whole thing is stupid. But it's gotten to the point where Reggie's brought up DDG's custody battle with his son and how the mother of his child, Holly Bailey, is now taking paparazzi on a yacht with a different man. And he's like, "Your baby mom's is with a new man now." And then he said, "You can't even see your son. Where your son at?" And then DDG came back and said, "Your dad's dead." And then now Reggie's coming back and said, "And during your dead brother's press conference of trying to figure out who, in the investigation for your brother, you're wearing a shirt promoting your YouTube channel." It's gotten really bad. People in Baltimore said if DDG puts his hands on Reggie, then You know, we for sure pressing that button on DDG. And people on DDG side is saying, you got to come see us in real life. And, you know, won't be. So it's gotten too far over something as dumb as DDG just saying, like, when you were with your ex-girlfriend, you weren't posting and you weren't streaming as much. Something so stupid. It's gone way too far. So Pastor Creases said this. God said, stop. This is only for those who believe in God and claim they're blessed. If not, I'm sorry. Continue with the foolish beef. And yeah.
Reggie, DDG, Funny Mike, whoever else involved, from Streamers U, they got a taste of Preacher Queese and God through Preacher Queese. God said stop with all that. It's entertaining to the youth, to young minds, to those who want to see negativity. It's not entertaining to God's children. It's kind of sad, it's kind of embarrassing, kind of heartbreaking. Reggie, DDG, God said stop. Now this is only for those that believe in God and claim blessed. If not, then I'm sorry, continue on with the beef. Continue embarrassing. Continue being disrespectful. Continue fighting. Continue on. But for God's children that claim blessed, they claim they're in a position because of God. God said stop. Somebody got to send a humbling white flag up, and God's going to send you to do it. I don't know who that's for, but you do. Stop.
Stop the beef 100%. Stop the violence. Stop the foolishness. End it expeditiously. We don't need more black violence. We don't need more black violence for the sake of entertainment. Just is what it is. I co-sign that message. Speaking of, D1's got a new album coming out on Friday, July the 4th, 4th of July. That's coming out on Friday. Jid's releasing a new mixtape. Shout out to Atlanta. And then, obviously, like I mentioned before, PJ Morton and Lareezy, their EP, their 7-song EP is coming out on Friday as well. So a lot of good music and stuff like that coming out. But for sure, D1, he's with the anti-beef, he's with the anti-violence, everything like that. Positive messages and things of that sort within the space of hip-hop and changing the culture and destroying the culture and building up a new culture of positivity, everything like that. W2-hour stream, once again, a 2-hour stream. Shouts out to SSB. Shout out to Big Nate. Everybody showing love in the chat tonight. I appreciate you all so much, man. Y'all make sure y'all have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, have a good night, have a good day. If nobody else told you today, I care for you. I will see you again tomorrow because I stream every single day. Please take care of yourselves. And this is the road of 10K subs. If you are new to the channel, my name is Rashad Milligan. Appreciate you.
Rashad, why you didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's
up, Rashad? What it do, boy? Hey, Rashad.